My baby loves to boogie, she likes to step out every night. My baby loves to boogie, she likes to step out every night. When she's finished stepping, my baby likes to hold me tight. My baby likes to boogie, she loves to wear her dancing shoes. My baby likes to boogie, she loves to wear her dancing shoes. And when my baby boogies, she dances away all of my blues. I love to watch her boogie, I love the way she swings her hips. I love to watch her boogie, I love the way she swings her hips. The one thing I love better is when my baby kisses my lips. When my baby boogies, people start to holler and scream. When my baby boogies, people start to holler and scream. And all the other fellas are wishing that they were me.
Oh boy, happy Wednesday, everybody. It is 4 p.m. Central Time. The Hoomagoo's got another awesome interview lined up. JP Reali is on the horn, all the way, really, Capitol Hill. We might be talking a little bit here, a little DC lingo. So thank you, JP. Welcome to Hoomagoo.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you are a veteran of the DC, as in Washington, D.C. music scene, and you have an awesome CD that you put together with your buddies, the Highway Cruise. And again, thank you, Betsy Brown and Blind Raccoon, bringing you on the show today. Very cool, interesting CD that you put together with your friends. It's kind of like it goes with the title. It's kind of a little road trip on your journey of music. And tell us how that all came to be for you, my friend, JP Reali, again on the Hoomagoo. Thank you.
Well, I have. We'll start with the title song, "A Highway Cruise."
Yeah.
I wrote that song in 1986, and it was caused by a bump in the road in a relationship with a woman. Let's just say, and I rewrote some of the lyrics. I rewrote a couple of the verses. The chorus has always been the same, and it's always about me. It was about me wanting to just get in my car and just drive away from all the problems that were in my life.
Yes.
And I thought about today's climate, the culture and political climate in America, and I am the grandson of an immigrant. That's why the album is dedicated to my grandfather, who came to this country in 1922 from Italy.
Yes.
And I rewrote some of the lyrics to say, this is not who we are. Yes, there's an immigration situation that needs dealing with in this country, but we are a nation of immigrants. And to exclude people from wanting to seek a better life in this country is, I think, un-American. And that's basically the gist of that song. And the other stuff, the other politically charged song, Blues for Casey, is I wrote it. It's a piece of fiction, but it might as well be true. I wrote it from the perspective of somebody who got a job at the White House with the Trump administration and was all excited to go in and change things and make America great again, and realize what a bunch of buffoons the country had put into office, or one buffoon. And that's kind of interesting because I usually come up with a piece of music and then fit words to it. Yeah. Those words came completely first, and that the recorded version is not the first music version that I wrote. And I changed the songs to fit a style of music that I had written songs in before, that what I like to call it the kind of Mississippi John Hurt style. Because this is my first band CD as a solo artist. I've been in other bands before. Like you said, I'm a veteran of the DC music scene and recorded with other bands, but this is the first solo JP Reali band. And that came about because I've been friends with Duke Levine for over 20 years. We met on the road working for the same artist in the mid-1990s, and we had always talked about recording together. And two of the three other guys, Kevin Barry on keyboard, on lap steel and dobro, and Tom West on piano and organ, I have known since the 1990s. And the bass player, Jim Haggerty, and drummer Mark Teixeira were our two local Boston area musicians that Duke picked for the session. So Duke and I have been actually talking about doing this for a long time, but it was 2 years ago that I saw Duke plays with Peter Wolf, and I went to see them play in Annapolis and was hanging out with them. And Kevin Barry and Tom West also play with Peter Wolf. Peter Wolf's band is the Midnight Travelers. And we talked about getting together and recording, and they kept saying, hey, when are you going to come to Boston to record? We should do something. So that's when the process started, and that was, I guess, the summer of 2017. It literally took us a year and a half to get together between Duke's schedule and my schedule, and I had a bunch of songs already written, and I just emailed audio files back and forth to Duke, and we worked on the songs. And then I went up in January of this year and spent a week in Boston recording and mixing and doing what we did. And it was all recorded live. There are, I think, 2 overdubs on all the 5 songs. One was a tambourine on a highway cruise, and the other one was also on a highway cruise. Jim wanted to overdub a bass line somewhere, but we set up in this great studio that Duke knows, Middleville Studios. His friend Chris Rival, who I've also known for 20-something years, has a great room just north of Boston. And we sat down and we played live. And in fact, the version of the song, The Ballad of a Burglar, that made the final cut was actually the rehearsal take. It was so good that we said, man.
That is Johnny Be Good. You know, that's got it all Chuck Berry going. The minute you hear that, right off the bat, sir. And by the way, congratulations. Yeah, go ahead. Congratulations on your CD release party you had just last Friday, too.
Yes, thank you. It was very successful. A lot of people came, sold a bunch of CDs. So I actually sold a bunch of physical CDs at the gig, but sold a bunch online as well. But that's actually, The Ballad of a Burglar is another example of the songwriting process that I went through. That, once again, I've been at this for a long time now, about 35 years. In fact, this summer is 40 years ago. This summer, I started taking formal guitar lessons, even though I was screwing around with the guitar a little bit before I actually had a real lesson. So kind of celebrating that anniversary too. But I decided that all the songs I always write are autobiographical and are about something that has happened to me. So I decided to try to just sit down and write some fiction, something that is completely untrue. And I wrote those words because my wife doesn't make me go rob the store to get her food. And I actually started that one out in more of a Delta blues tradition, kind of like a Son House or like the Walkin' Blues classic 12-bar thing. And then I started messing around with it and went, this would actually translate to that Chuck Berry roots rock, which I love because my parents met in college in the mid-1950s, and my mom had all those 45s from Sun Studio and Chess, and had all. She loves Chuck Berry and that the 50s rock and roll, and that's the kind of music that I heard in my house as I was growing up as a little kid in the mid-60s and 70s.
Yeah, that's a great tune. I'll tell you what, let's go to that right now. The Ballad of the Burglar. JP Reali is my fabulous guest. Here we go. Thanks. Be right back.
Liquor stores, I'm tired of running for my life. Tired of riding shotgun, tired of stealing for my wife. She wakes me every morning just to send me out to the store. She wakes me every morning and send me out to the store. She tells me you don't need a credit card, just don't forget your 44.
The Ballad of the Burglar. JP Reali is my guest, and we were just talking. Magoo's kind of on the injured reserve list. I don't think I'm the first one ever got hurt in teaching music class. Eh?
I think maybe somebody may have gotten a cymbal to the shin or something at some point, but I don't know.
Anybody with the name Magoo, and who Magoo, he does fall down and sometimes, but so is life. But thanks again.
But he's lovable.
It's lovable, that's right. And that name just comes from a big fan of The Who, and